Welcome to Tribal Council. We're all here today to talk about the latest episode of Survivor, Winners at War. What's up, guys?
I'm here. I made it. I came in third.
Yeah, I beat JP to the punch again today, but
2 weeks in a row.
no, right? I didn't forget.
Well,
We might have some kerfuffle next week.
Like you said, JP. What did you just say?
What did you just call me?
I said next week I might have a kerfuffle, but
No kerfuffle you.
exactly.
Okay, I've been around this earth a long. What's a kerfuffle?
I think I tried that about a week ago.
Yeah, something like a problem, a to do. Yeah.
Oh, a kerfuffle. So,
of course.
Well, hopefully we don't kerfuffle this podcast.
Oh, exactly.
Because people are here for our intake.
If there is a kerfuffle, I'm sure it'll be completely accidental. So
yeah, an accidental kerfuffle.
Exactly.
I know what my screen name will be next week.
Well, you have the best one. That's a lot of wood.
I got to give Tyson credit for the, what he said once he got to Edge of Extinction.
Do you think somebody told him that before he got there? Because that was just too perfect. Like too perfect for that to be the first comment out of his mouth to them.
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was great.
It was. I thought it was a great. Tyson's grown on me. He was one of those people in the beginning. I just didn't like him. He was mean. He was arrogant.
Something about him. I've never really liked him, and he's never really grown on me.
I was okay that he went home or didn't go home, but went to Edge of Extinction. But he's grown on me. I don't know why. I don't dislike him anymore. Whereas before I go, God, vote him out, vote him out, vote him out. But anyway, what do you guys think of the episode?
Oh, I thought it was a really good one.
I mean,
it was a really good one. No,
let's jump right in and talk about the challenge.
Oh, that first?
The wood challenge?
No.
That was a good challenge too, though. 100 pieces of wood.
Well, we talk about that one first. Let's talk about that one first.
Let's talk about wood first.
I think that was the toughest challenge they've ever had.
They were saying that, and it must have been. I mean, they showed how far it was, but I think it was just you're over that uneven terrain.
Yeah, and it's hot. You're not, like you said, you're not eating, you're not sleeping. That was, and Natalie, of course, crushed it as always.
She is so impressive, right?
Yeah. But I was like going, I'm glad Ethan got up and finished it for him. And Chris, you asked before we started recording, did we cry? I didn't cry personally. It was a great. I love Ethan. His story is amazing, and surviving what he went through, and it was a great story. But I'm glad he got up and finished it.
Yeah, I just the way that moment was playing out, I really thought he was going to be pulled out of the game, and that would have.
Oh my gosh, he was like shaky and like it was kind of, you could see you're not well.
Yeah,
that was kind of a little bit scary, honestly. I thought, oh boy, he's pushed himself too much.
It was a very serious kerfuffle.
It was definitely dehydrated. They didn't say that dehydrated, but that's what it looked like right away.
Absolutely.
I deal with that like on a daily basis, but I'm not climbing up hills and because I'll just sit down and let it pass, and then I get back up and do what I'm doing. But that's just
you were able to do 4 more after that. That's a lot. I mean, I can't believe he did 4 more after that.
Carol said when Ethan got up and finished it, for a moment he looked like Jack from Lost. I like that. Except Vincent didn't come by and lay next to him, right? Oh, spoiler. Sorry.
No, they had me when they were talking to him, and he was they're examining him, and he's talking about how it felt. He had to get up and finish, and then I was getting the feels. I was getting the feels real bad. And then when the 3 ladies decided, hey, let's go walk this lot, and they didn't have to. They were exhausted. Natalie had already finished. She was so focused she couldn't even think about it until she was done, and then had to go in the ocean, and then it overcame her, and she's crying in the ocean. So they didn't have to do it, and they really did.
Danny's thinking like
so much art.
Danny's thinking I barely made my. I got to go one more time, but I said what a tough challenge just for it, and it's not for immunity. It wasn't for reward. It was for tokens. to get the hope to get back in the game. And all of you are not going to get back in the game.
It wasn't like the first one person gets done, they get their token. It was everybody could have a token.
Right. Did Natalie get two?
Is that Jack's?
I don't think.
I thought it was mine.
I thought you were freezing. Am I freezing?
No,
For finishing first?
Because I bought something to make my reception better. So I think it's you, Christy.
Yeah, I think it is Christy.
Your extender?
Yeah, I brought the extender.
We don't want to see your extender.
Is it?
Yeah. So hopefully it's not me. Carol said she cried when everyone was finished. It was just a nice scene, and they spent a lot. They didn't rush it. They spent how much time did they spend? About 10 minutes of the episode was on that part of the journey.
It was one of those episodes where, just based on how much time it took to get to the actual challenge, I figured something was going to happen.
Now, do you think it was? The only reason they spent so much time on it is because we knew we're familiar with all the survivors? If these were new survivors, would we have cared?
Cared about what happened back at after Tribal?
Well, no. If the whole walking up the mountain, getting the logs.
Right.
Oh, you're gonna pass out. Okay, I feel bad for you, but it's just I don't know you. We all love Ethan. We love Natalie, Amber.
I think they did this great thing this year where they have the Island of Extinction. Usually they go over to Island of Extinction and there might be a clue here to go find a hidden immunity or something weird or something. But usually they're just sitting around. There's not much going on over there. But this season, they know that they have these fan favorites because people know them, right? Everyone loves them. Every single person on the show has fans already. I'm sure, right? So they get them over there, so they're not in the main game, but they can still get maybe some good coverage if they can continue to create these situations while they're doing stuff over there.
Right.
So I think it's been done much better than it's ever been done before.
Well, Carol brings up a good point. She seems like as borderline irresponsible, difficult the challenge was.
Yeah, what if they'd gotten hurt, fallen, and
I mean, they do sign a waiver, and they can choose not to do it, but. It was like I said, it was like I don't remember a challenge being that tough. On
those super jagged rocks and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, you can see there were a lot of them were crawling on their hands trying to get up the but not Natalie.
She is just hyper focused.
Yeah.
I don't.
They also said that this season's Edge of Extinction was going to be the hardest one that they've done so far, out of the two. And, I wonder if just by showing this type of a challenge, we're going to probably see just really how difficult it is to get back into the game through fire tokens.
Now, do you think it's shocking that no one's dropped out? Because this is tough. I mean, they can quit at any time. But do you think being a returning player, it's almost like I can't quit because I'm here with the best. I personally, I think you'd have to drag me out.
I don't think anybody's going to quit.
Well, they upped the main price to $2 million, but does that then make their per D? Because like every day that they last out there, don't they get like a little bit more? They'll bump up.
I think so. Yeah, it's normally how it works. So I don't know if they
made that more this year than it normally is. Also, maybe.
That's true. That might be.
But I think it does come down to a pride thing, though. Too. You don't want to be that person that quits. And probably as far as talent, this is the most talented group of survivors we ever had. I mean, they've all won, so they have to have had something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think when you're dealing with 20 people who are supposed to be the greatest players in the last 40 seasons, you're not going to have somebody who's going to quit, especially on, day 11. I think they're on, or day 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I'm just thinking because Edge of Extinction, like I said, this challenge was so tough. Keep pointing that out, but there's no guarantee. It's different if I get this, I have immunity. I'm safe for another 3 days. I get a hamburger and some fries and a beer. I get a token that may give me a chance to get back in the game.
Well, the interesting thing about that is that at the end of last night's episode, or at the end of that challenge, they all have one except Natalie. She now has 4.
Yeah.
4 tokens, and they have no clue that she has 4.
No. And she's just rocking. I mean, it's a shame she wasn't. I mean, she's making Edge of Extinction interesting, but I wish she was still in the game. Because I've said this a couple of times. If she wins, I think she's the best. She's the greatest player of all time.
Well, if she gets back in the game and
the
people that she's given advantages to are still in the game, doesn't she have like a built-in way to kind of smooth them a little bit? But like, hey, did you like that thing I sent you?
Yeah, well, she does, but I don't think that's not going to sway a Boston Rob. That's not going to sway a Sandra or anything. I mean, it would. I'll be honest with you, it wouldn't sway me. It'd be like, oh yeah, that was great. I'm voting her out the next chance I have. I don't want to play against her.
You think they'll all think that whoever gets in off of that island, do you think they'll all think that that's the person who has the best story, so we got to get rid of them?
Well, they might, but the last time it happened, they didn't do that.
Exactly. That was the person that won the whole season. So
right.
I think it would just make sense. I mean, we even see it in Big Brother when somebody comes back from like this season with Camp Comeback. Once somebody comes back in the game, it's the first person they're targeting.
Well, you'd always think they would. Sometimes they don't, though. Right.
Yeah, you just never know, because if she has Jeremy still there and some of her other allies that she has, she might be sick. What we're assuming she's going to get back in the game. Hopefully they don't wait till the end. That's the biggest mistake they make every time they do one of these things, is they wait too long to get that player back in the game.
Right.
It should be done right at the merge. Boom. Okay, you got 11, 12 people, 13 people, whatever it is. Boom, throw them back in the game. At least they have to go through 4 or 5 tribal councils, maybe more to win it. The last guy went through 2?
I think so, you too.
And it was like, come on, it's not. Anyway, but they always blow it, and we'll see what happens, because this season I think is really important. They can't blow it. Everything has to be done on, because last season was such a disaster.
I think so far they're doing it, though, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. So far this season's been great.
Yeah. It's been an amazing season so far. Yeah. Anyway. So.
What about, we started with Adam.
Yeah.
I just made a big, I made a big mistake. Oh, let me run. Is your fire warm enough? Would you like some turn down service? Can I rub your feet?
Yeah, I know it's super obvious, but he has to do it, right? Wouldn't you do that?
I would not be that obvious that because it's not going to matter. Either they want you in or not. You can't go from being not helping out at all to over helping. You can help a little bit.
Okay, you're right. But if someone is sorry or remorseful, and they come to you like, I shouldn't have gone to him. You're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have told Rob. And you're trying to show them, you can't just lay around camp and act like a jerk.
Well, no, you can't lay around camp, but running all over the place. I'm Johnny Good. Hey, can I
well, maybe, but
JP was like, can I shine your shoes? Can I? Do you need me to wipe you? It was a little too much.
You're probably right, but I also think like if that was me and I knew I screwed up so monumentally and I'm stuck there going, oh my God, stupid. Instead of sitting there and just kicking yourself and just working yourself up into a frenzy, I think I would try to find something to keep myself busy so I didn't make myself nuts.
I would try to conserve my energy, at least for the next challenge, so I can, so I could jump off of a.
Well, he did redeem himself there, didn't he? No one else could do it.
Well, Rose said these are some of the savviest players they see through the bullshit. BS.
Sure, but I mean, it could be coming from a genuine place too. I mean,
he was. Come on, we all know people like. I've worked with people like that where they don't do anything for their whole time you're working with them. All of a sudden they get in trouble and they're running on. I go, sure, go ahead, do it, and then I take advantage of it, let them do it, then fire them later.
Well, my mom senses would tell me that I would see through it, yes, but I would say, but they're doing the right thing to try and make amends. And then maybe I'd go like, hey, you know what? That pot over there, that needs to be washed out. Why don't you go run over there and wash it out?
You know what I would have said, because I thought Boston Rob handled it well when he tried to recruit him back in. He said, no, I can't work with you. Well, I'm gonna go throw him under the bus. I said, I think he's looking for an idol. That's why he's running around here. He knows he's in trouble.
Oh.
Right.
I would have said, yeah, he's running around here. He's all of a sudden he's helping. He knows that we know he's full of crap. I go, he's looking for an idol. That's what I would have said.
That
Wow.
makes sense. It's
He's
really-
out there gathering wood. He's never gathered wood before. Yeah.
Dang it, Survivor, you tricked me. You showed me the Ethan thing. I'm all feeling the feels. Then you showed me Ethan or
Adam.
Adam, and I feel sorry. I'm already feeling feels. So I feel sorry for him right away.
You can't have a heart in this game. You cannot have a heart in this game and win.
Losers. All right, I'll give it to you. You're right.
Carol said Jeremy seemed okay with Adam forgiving his actions. Yeah, he did until Rob said, yeah, he's trying to work with me.
Well, you always got to think maybe Adam's a person. I think maybe he'll go home, but then at the same time, I think if nobody trusts him and no one's willing to work with him, maybe you can keep him there to kind of be when you need to. Till he's so desperate, treat him like Kim. Till he'll do anything you want. Just to stay in the game.
The thing with Adam, though, is if you watched his season, he hasn't changed his game at all.
Right.
He's the same player, same sneaky, very smart, very
Easily.
strategic. Yeah, so he hasn't changed his game at all. Like you look at Tony, Tony's a completely different player than he was his first two seasons. Whereas Adam was like, that's all Rob has to say. He's the same guy. He's sneaky. That's how he plays. And that's how he won.
I honestly wonder if Tony's getting a different edit this season. Do you think he's really changed, or are they just not showing us all the?
I think they would. If he was acting crazy, I think they would show us. I think he's been in the great position. His tribe has won, been very successful. He seems well liked on the tribe. I mean, even in Yul said it. Tribal council goes, I thought he was an ass, but he turned out to be a really nice guy.
He's kind of still an ass. I'm sorry.
Well, he is, but he's not like he was before.
Is it
He's
because
not-
he doesn't have to be paranoid yet?
He's not playing a very threatening game. So I think they can keep him around at least, as a power player against the other tribe, and then just worried about getting rid of him, once the merge happens.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to play under the radar, which is about the best move he can make, because I thought he would be. You look at some of the people that are still in the game, you're like going, okay, I don't know, still don't see how they're still in the game.
Right.
It just, Sandra has been to 2 tribal councils, not a vote against her. Rob's been to 3, not a vote against him. Poverty is still around. Again, I thought they made the right move of getting rid of Tyson. I thought that was the correct move.
Yeah.
If Sanders' name wasn't coming up, then I thought that was. But I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat.
No, Carol, I agree with you, Carol. Adam was holding the most comical armful of wood. It was all sticking out all over.
Yeah.
Like he just picked up a bunch of pickup sticks and was like, yeah, it was pretty funny.
That's why you say he's not serious. He's out looking for the idol.
Gotta carry him one at a time, like Karishma would.
Yeah.
Or like before going up to get their thing, they had to carry theirs one by one too.
Oh, can you imagine Krishma doing that? She would have quit on the first.
They would have to say, Krishma, hurry, there's the Applebee's up there.
I think the sun's already down.
Yeah, really.
No, you got 5 more
That was
hours.
2 days ago, Krishma, you can stop.
Oh, poor Krishma. We picked on her, but we love her. Going to the other challenge, which was did they make a mistake? What's the tribe? The tribe that was so far, Rob's tribe. They were so far behind. Why would you pick the 3 shortest people to jump up for the buoy?
I don't know. Unless they were putting too much weight on the people that had to swim, the strongest
boat?
to pull the boat. And they were thinking, oh, so anyone can jump. And you're looking at it from down below, so maybe you're not realizing how tall you have to be to get those.
Because you had pretty good athlete. I mean, Poverty's a really good athlete, and she couldn't jump high enough to get it. I mean,
they were trying so hard, and the waves were coming in, so the platform is kind of rocking. So you're trying to get that momentum.
And give Adam credit for not quitting.
Yes.
Because anyone who's been in the ocean
He was exhausted.
Oh yeah.
knows that it's, you know, he's not swimming a long way, but when you're in the ocean, it's not like you're in a bathtub or a swimming pool where the water's still. It's pushing you all, like you said. It was a little choppy out there, and he's having to climb up the stairs, run to the thing, jump up, doesn't get it, come back down. I'm like going, God, they're not going to even get to the puzzle.
It's not like your legs are pushing against something solid. You know, you have that beam that's essentially in the water.
Right.
So when you're jumping for it, you're really not getting that much lift.
Right.
Well, and you're trying to super balance on it so you don't fall, right? Oh,
And it's not like you can get a running start.
mm-mm.
And at the end, they because it was Poverty. Was it Poverty Denise and Adam going for it?
I think so. Yeah.
They just decided, okay, those two can't do it. You're going to have to do it, Adam. So he never even got a break. He had to keep going back up, keep going back up, keep going back up. So
It was literally painful to watch.
and Carol said, yeah, that last bag was the furthest away. So, and you can see Rob's face. He's like going, oh my God, what are we doing?
But you can't fault him. You could see he was trying his best. It wasn't.
No, I can't blame him because, well, again, you have to have some size too.
Mm-hmm.
But just to make it, I guess, make it to the puzzle section as far behind as you are. I mean, I guess, the expression is any base hit, just run it out. I mean, that's what they did is they ran it out and, it paid. That was an incredible, this is going to be a challenge I'm going to definitely remember in future seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I clapped. I was like,
I was like this. Yes.
I was so happy they came back. It's like you feel bad for the other tribe because it's one of those things where you have such a big lead, and you kind of they choked it. And once they got there, and Rob and Michelle, boom, boom, got like the first three pieces right away. You can see they panic. They go, okay, we have something wrong here. And they had to take the whole puzzle apart.
I don't think Rob and them. I don't think they had to take any off. Like everything had to get a piece on. It went there. The other team had to keep taking them off and putting them back on.
Yeah, they definitely panicked and they definitely were stressing out. But when you have that big, I mean, we don't know how much time had elapsed, but I would think it had to be like 20 minutes, if not longer, that they had on the puzzle. I mean, to jump in the water, it was 8 times, right? Jump in the water, get the thing. You still had to pull the boat to the shore.
I don't know if it'd be 20 minutes, but it probably was a good 10.
I would say, yeah.
Yeah. And then
18 minutes. 18 minutes.
18 minutes? Okay. I'd go 18.
You got them all, everyone's standing on the mat except the puzzle makers, and they're watching them. Oh, no, they're not going to get it. They're not. And then they see them coming. Oh, we're still way ahead. We're almost done. And you see them get there, and then they're unlocking their things. They're like, oh, we got this. And then they just start, you can see them. They just, hope was going away. They're catching up.
Yeah, and I think that's about, like I said, when they got that third piece in and then the fourth piece in so quick, I was like, they're going to win it because the other tribe is just, and then when they started pulling them out, I go, ha, oh my God, you blew it.
And Rob was totally redeemed as the puzzle master.
Now, who would have gone home? Do you think Rob or Poverty would have gone home?
I think they would have finagled it to Adam.
I agree with you. I agree with you, honestly. Because they always find a way, right?
Yeah. I think Rob's final 3.
I did do a poll on my Twitter thing last week because remember we were talking about if Rob, Poverty, and Sandra were in the finals, who would win?
Yep.
And the people voted for Poverty. They said that would be her vote. Rob was second and Sandra was third. Now it's probably never going to happen, like we said last week, but that'd be a very cool final 3, best final 3 of all time.
You know what else I just remembered? Nick was the one on the other tribe that was doing the puzzle that had done that puzzle in his season, right? The same exact.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. So they had a super lead. The guy had done the puzzle before. Still, they couldn't do it.
When you talk about someone who hasn't changed his game, Nick, his first season, his only season. I mean, the season he won, he almost got voted out he was almost voted out first because he was so lazy around camp.
Yeah.
I think he got saved because someone did something stupid, like look for an idol, and he was able to flip it. And once he got that, he built up all those different alliances.
Because he said they're looking for an idol. I'm so lazy. I'm not even looking for an idol. I'm saying.
Yeah.
I remember
But
that.
why? But he has the same. He's playing the same game where he's not doing anything around camp, and that just ticks people off.
He's not a very dynamic player.
No, you don't have to be the hardest worker because we see that where Ty, he didn't even get twice in the final three and didn't even get a vote. Hardest worker probably in the history of Survivor, doesn't even get a vote. But you at least have to help out around camp. You can't be like Karishma walking around with one thing, or Nick who doesn't do anything.
I will say Nick did a heck of a job on his vote though. That was pretty smart.
Yeah, he did.
I mean,
I started criticizing him last night, and then I go, why would he? And then I corrected myself about halfway through. I go, wait, that was smart. If Tyson did have an idol, and everyone was voting for Tyson, and Tyson voted for Nick would go home because all the votes for Tyson wouldn't have counted.
Right.
at least him and Kim are going to tie, and then it's a revote.
Right.
So he's going, I'm hedging my bets here
Yeah.
just in case. That was smart. I don't think we've seen anybody really do that before when they
No,
think
that
they
would-
might possibly.
And he did it on his own. I mean, he didn't.
Yeah. Nobody
because-
told him to do it.
Because you saw Sandra's face going, this is supposed to be a clean sweep for Tyson. Who voted for? And I think if he goes back and says, "Look, I was worried that he would have an idol, and if anyone asked him,
Never cop to it. Never
Yeah.
cop. Just go.
Right.
well, Sandra's going to have him in the corner with a light. Was it you? Kind of be like Angela Sia Lost.
It's not Ben. He's not going to spill the beans right away. Just spill his guts.
Well, even going back to Ben and Adam, even Ben was telling Adam what a mistake he made.
Yeah.
Come on, Ben's telling you made a mistake.
But it's very oftentimes easier to see what other people screw up than when you screw up.
Rose says, I think so far Rob and Sandra have had better moves than Poverty, at least from what we've seen. I agree.
That's true.
But the people of Poverty.
They've been in more control so far.
Yeah.
Well, they've been pushing the pieces around a lot better than
Right. Which also makes it easier for them to turn on her when the time comes.
I think she's trying to play under the radar as much as possible too.
because
Right.
maybe they'll want to take her to the end if they think that she's not playing very hard. She doesn't have to, you know.
There's no way I take her to the end. There's no way.
Well, come on, they're both egotistical. If both of them think that they could make a better jury speech than her.
Oh, you're saying if Sandra and Rob are in it.
Right.
Oh yeah, okay. That's
So Poverty's going with them, but she's not making any moves. She's letting them be the meat shields, right, or whatever, strategy shields, or whatever you want to call it at this point. And she's just like letting them do it. She doesn't have to. Maybe Poverty would cut them later. I bet you.
Oh, she will. She's waiting.
Yeah.
She's using, she's hanging on to Rob and their alliance of two.
We'll see what happens.
He
next
didn't
week.
tell her about the Adam thing.
He what?
They didn't. She did not know about the Adam thing, trying to get her out until they got back from tribal council.
Yeah, I know.
So she wasn't even in. She didn't even know that was going on. So I don't know. Rob's not even telling her stuff. That's weird.
No, that's Rob. Rob likes to keep the information. He doesn't like to share too much information. He shares what he wants people to, what he thinks people want to hear.
He hypnotizes you with that smile and that glimmer in his eye.
He
and
does.
Fill your beads to him.
Again, I can't believe. I say this every week. I can't believe they're still in the game. It just doesn't make sense to me.
But I love it.
Well, people keep saying, "Well, they're all great players." I go, again, they're all great players, but in anything in life, there's always someone better.
They are not all equal. That is for sure.
They're not. It's like when Jeff was saying, "Are you not have anybody here?" And they're all going. And Sandra goes, "No, not with this group."
I'm not feeling it. No.
Because I don't think there's anybody that Sandra or Rob or even Poverty would go, "Oh, I'm in awe of that person."
No, not even Jeff. Like they treat Jeff like he's,
Yeah,
yeah, Jeff.
Well, they're going to be hosting the show soon.
true. But I think that helps you when you're playing the game is because it's hurt. Like, look at Ben. He crumbled the first week. He said, "Oh, my God, I'm with Boston Rob. Oh, no. Now I hate Boston Rob." Because it's just a funny – but I thought that was a great question by Jeff because some people, of course, you had Nick was like, "Oh, yeah, I got my idols here and stuff like that." And Sandra, nope, not anybody in this group. And then
But you know
we were
what?
talking last. What about Richard? If Richard Hatch was in there, I go. I don't think there's anybody that she would go gaga over.
I think she's been in the community too long. She knows too many of them.
Yeah.
And then her own winning twice and being the only one who's ever won twice. Like, I think she's just, the shine is off.
Yeah. Why would she be in awe of anybody else when she's won it twice?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. She's she's up here as far as play goes. I mean, look how far she's gotten. I would say, okay, she's won twice. Would that make then Russell Hantz the second best player to make it to the final?
Final three.
The final three twice.
Well, he's the second best runner-up, I guess. The best runner-up.
He's first best runner-up.
Again, I think he should have his first season. I would have voted for him. I thought he played the much better game. He just wasn't likable, and they weren't going to give him the money.
Yep.
And it wasn't even the money; they weren't going to give him the crown that he just couldn't. Again, you have to play a social game too, and he just didn't. So.
Yeah. That's why I never thought Tony would win his season.
Well, he wouldn't have if he wouldn't have.
He reminded me at the beginning of too much like Russell. Do you know what I mean? Kind of erratic and. But,
well, Wu should have never taken. But when he was going up against Wu, you're like, going, well, what did Wu do to get to?
Wu was like, come on, dude, let's go to the finals.
Yeah, I mean that was a $900,000 mistake by Wu.
Yes,
it's almost like when Colby took Tina. It's like, oh, that was.
They're in the nice guys club.
Yeah,
not the winners club.
Wu admitted. He said later on he would not have done it if he had to do it over again. He wouldn't have done it. But Tony was able to convince him. Because I forget who the other player was. I go, well, no, Wu, take that one. You're going to get $1 million. Wu, take that player. You're getting $1 million. Don't take Tony. No.
He's all about being loyal or whatever. Or he thought no one would like Tony. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, oh my God, Wu. Anyway, he could be sitting here in the, the game right now.
Oh, I think you're saying, get him on the
Wu's right here now. Wu, I'm sorry, Wu, you didn't win. Go back.
We only talk to winners. Sorry.
Yeah. Because we were saying last night, because I said, okay, because we had Michelle saying with Boston Rob, it was a nice thing with her and Boston Rob there about how she said, my win was controversial. I did, people think I didn't deserve it, and and he goes, heck with that. You won, and I agree with that. She won. She just wouldn't have been my vote. I wouldn't have picked her.
I don't think she still doesn't get why her win was controversial. It's not because she won. It's not why. It's because it was a bitter jury and the other person should have won.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the controversy. It's not against her. The other person was the better player.
Yeah, she played a much better game, but they were so mad that they.
Yeah.
Now Aubrey should have won. Now I said last night, who takes more flack, Ben or Michelle?
Who was Ben again?
Ben was the idol. I got an idol handed to me, and they changed it.
Who was he against at the end?
Christy, and because remember, Christy played a really good game, and she won that final challenge, and she's thinking, okay, I take these two goats with me, I'm going to win, and then they switched it up where there was a fire challenge, to get Ben, and it's like because the producers really wanted Ben to win, it was obvious, and to me, of the two wins, and I like Ben, he was my pick that season. You couldn't help but like his story. It was a great story, but in a fair game, I thought that his was worse than Michelle.
Oh no! See, I think you just made the case for Michelle, because even though Ben won and maybe Christy should have had it over him, he was still likable. And the other case, everybody liked Aubrey. Everybody saw how sharp she was. You're right, and what a good player she was. And then she doesn't win for somebody who really didn't do anything or make any moves. Yeah, right. I think that's Michelle's.
I agree, but Ben does unless the producers step in, he's not even in the finals. And Chrissy takes the two goats,
You're probably right.
And I just thought, because now you know the rules. Okay, there's going to be a fire challenge or something like that. They had to keep it going because we planned this all along. I don't know. It just again, if you win, like Rob said, if you win, you win.
Yeah,
can't take it away from you. You won. I mean, you're. I'm not giving you the $1 million back, but she needs to stop harping on the fact that she's had a controversial season.
That's a good point, actually. If you do win, it's not like you win Survivor, but there's an asterisk next to your name.
Yeah, you're not like the Astros.
You still cash that check.
Exactly. Well, some people walk away with more from the check if they don't pay taxes.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Yeah, don't do it. Anything else that we want to talk about this episode? We had part of the reward was the chickens. You get the chickens again. Some people don't like the chicken thing.
That doesn't usually bother me. They don't.
We'll see him eating them next week. I'm looking forward to it.
I've killed chickens before. Well, I haven't killed them. I've cleaned chickens before. So
really, no. It looks like a lot of work.
Jeez, it's so much work, and it stinks. And
all those feathers, and because I worked for Kentucky Fried Chicken. My first job was with my dad, but I didn't get paid. But my first paid job was Kentucky Fried Chicken. 6 months of hell. It was a nightmare. But I didn't have to take the feathers off the chickens. They were already.
No. This was when I was a kid, and my dad and his friend decided to raise some chickens. But then when it was time to kill the chickens, and we gotta get the chickens ready for eating. Okay, kids, everybody out here. The guys killed the chickens, and then they dunked them in the boiling water, and then handed them over to us kids, and we all had to pull all the feathers. Ugh,
don't they just come fried?
Don't they come breaded already?
I don't remember eating any of those chickens. That was not the kind of chicken you want to eat after you've cleaned it. Ugh. Gross.
Now I feel bad for the chickens. I love fried chicken.
I love fried chicken also. Oh well.
But not a chicken you have to kill.
No.
No. I'm just going to pretend they always come fried.
Pinky gross business. Right.
My dad told me growing up, he grew up in a small town in Pennsylvania. He said, he said they would have a smokehouse in the basement. He goes, yeah, we'd raise the pigs, we'd fatten the pigs up, and then this guy slaughter or whatever, he'd come and kill the pigs and skin them and hang the stuff and grandma would go and just and then they'd have bacon or pork or whatever. I go, so you raised the pigs. You fed the pigs. He goes, well, we didn't kill them. I go, so you fed the pigs. You're giving them whatever their slop, and then you're. I don't know if I could do that. I guess if you're that's the way you're brought up. I mean,
we did that too on my grandparents' farm. They had the pig out there, so after every single meal, whatever scraps were from preparing supper or whatever anybody didn't eat, you scraped all the plates into one thing. You took it out and you gave it to the pigs.
Or if it's like Deadwood, if you didn't like one of your cousins or something like that.
Oh yeah, we were told not to go in with the pigs when we were little, because if you fell down, they would eat you if you were still alive.
Yeah, I never knew that until I saw Deadwood. I go, wow, pigs eat people?
They will eat the soft tissue first. Yep.
Okay, all right.
Noses and ears. Mm-hmm.
I know we're freaking JP out right now.
Doesn't the pig just come with the head with the apple in the mouth?
Yes. No.
I've been to one pig picking out here in this. The meat is good, but then when you at the end well, that's kind of gross. You see the pig afterwards.
I've seen a lot of stuff of how food's made from when I was little, and I've always had a pretty tough stomach. And I'm telling you, in the zombie apocalypse, I will not starve.
Yeah, I'm a city boy, so it's like okay.
Oh, I grew up in the city too, but I had relatives out there.
I used to feed the deer when they were here. I can't imagine, and I have nothing against people who hunt and use it for food. It's the ones that you do it for sport. I don't think it's a sport, but I don't criticize if that's what you do. I'm not gonna.
I personally couldn't do it for sport.
But if I was starving, I go, okay, Bambi, it's me or you.
Yes.
It's going to be me. But
yes.
Anyway, we got off topic here. I blame myself.
Why would you
We're
start?
trying to figure out who our alliances are going to be when we're on the island. Who's
Why-
going to give us food and who's not? All right, we got it.
Why would you start on Bambi? Why not just start like on Thumper or Flower?
Because there's more meat on Bambi than Thumper.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not cooking and killing a skunk.
Plus, a skunk. Plus the rabbit. You have to get all that fur off, right? You have to skin it and don't you?
That one's actually pretty easy too, but it's just so small. Sorry, it comes off in one piece, but whatever. I
yeah,
know.
but you get like a nice little starter meal. You get a nice little starter meal. You get some Lucky Rabbit's foots out of it, out of the deal. Rabbit feet,
Roasted rabbit.
Obviously not so lucky for the rabbit, right?
right?
Gosh.
And you would think that's where the foot is coming from. It should be lucky for them.
They couldn't
And
run away anymore, so
And
it was a
When I
big-
was a kid, all rabbit's foots were never white. They were always a dip like blue or red or.
I had a green one. It was my
It's like I think I had a blue one, and it's like I always wonder. There's no blue rabbits out there. is
Listen,
there?
kids today don't even know that that's a thing. Like, what was wrong with us that we had rabbit's feet? My kids would be like, "Ew, gross,"
Yeah,
but we were like, and you're like, "Ew, it still has the nail. Look at that." Ew.
Yeah. we'd have it chained to our pants. It's get our belt loop because they come with a little chain, and everyone in school had one.
Your snake skin belt loop.
No, I didn't have a snake skin belt loop. I grew up in the city. Okay.
And your big comb in the back pocket.
Yeah, Carol asked if they were real. I think they were real. I think
Oh, they were totally real.
No,
Yeah.
for real.
Oh yeah, they were. The world is a very weird place.
It was rough growing up in this. We had duck and cover. That
We
people
didn't have
don't
cool. Yeah, we didn't have cool toys. Here's a rabbit's foot, kid.
Well, because we thought, well, I'm older than everyone here, but we kept thinking, okay, the Russians are going to nuke us. We need all the luck we can have. Screw the rabbit. Screw the rabbit. Screw the rabbit. So we needed all the protection we could. So I had that rabbit's foot went under duck and cover.
You were just trying to live because any moment, nuclear
You get-
annihilation.
You get blown up.
Right.
It's like this coronavirus. Yeah, I worried about being blown up every day. I didn't have to wash my hands, but
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh, he would be the first person on the island inside his own protective bubble. Just roll.
yeah, he would. Well, Chris shaved his beard because it's cleaner to not have
Well,
the
you guys
beard.
talked about it. Did he actually go through it and do it?
He shaved it.
Jeez.
So anyway,
Holy
back to Survivor.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. This was a fun
Okay.
little.
I didn't get a chance to talk about what I shaved. Okay, back to Survivor.
Oh,
Back to Survivor.
your rabbit's foot. You shaved your rabbit's foot. I get it.
Then when you lost your rabbit's foot, oh my God, I lost my rabbit's foot.
Yeah, that's it. The
I'm sorry.
Chargers will never win the Super Bowl.
And they didn't. So
It's all your fault. We know it now.
it's like what was that Bloody Mary? What was that thing? I think it was like 7 or 8 when someone told me where the mirror, where the person appears on the mirror.
That's Bloody Mary. Yeah. If you turn around
Yeah.
3 times saying her name.
I literally would wake up, go to the bathroom in the night, and go. Okay. I'd close my eyes because the mirror was right there, and I'd be shaking and I'd go back to bed. Was she there? I don't know if she was there. The older kid told me about it. I was like,
Well, then, okay, so I was the kid who would go like, okay, I said Bloody Mary. I said her name last week. And now I think I said it when my friends were, now, if I say it one more, does it all count? Does it have to be all together? Or does what I did before cumulatively count for the 3? It was very scary.
yeah, I can remember we had a Ouija board, and we're in my next door neighbor's garage. We're doing this, and we're let the spirits rise and all this different stuff. We're in the dark. We just have flashlights pointing on them, and all of a sudden the fishing pole fell. We went, holy crap! And his little brothers, they slammed the garage shut and put the little. This is before they had the electric garage, and put the little latch on. Freaked us out so much we all charged the garage and broke
Broke
handle.
the garage door down?
The handle snapped off. The springs came off. Oh, we all got. His dad came out.
So you break the garage door.
His dad came out and was just screaming at us, and we're like going, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir." So he made us do. We had to work it off or something like that. The thing, but it was like.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, back to Survivor.
Good times.
Back to Survivor. Yeah, so was Tyson the right pick from that tribe? If they wanted to go after Sandra, I mean,
well, it was I think it was the right pick because that's who I had picked to go home. So
it sucks because I would have picked that if I had voted.
So I think it was okay pick because I think the argument they were making about how he has friends on the other team or on the other tribe, and I think everyone just wasn't sure about that. You're just not sure, right. And some of them would start saying like, "I'm loyal to this 8. I'm loyal to this 8." Nick said it. Sophie said it. Right?
They all said it.
Yeah, they all started saying it. And you start going, okay, because they really need to, because they are up on numbers on the other one than the other one. So it's smarter for them to stay together right now. But you just never know.
Did Tyson make a mistake because he did have some friends on the other side? Did he also make a mistake when he went after, we said it last week, when he brought up Sandra's name? And he's also very much pushing to have, was he playing the game too much at this point?
It seems like anybody who is playing the game at this point is putting a target on themselves. Anybody who's talking about the vote is
when it's not vote time.
I'm sorry?
When it's not vote time. Because they weren't even going for a vote, he was talking about it.
Right.
That was the problem.
So I think he just I think he just, hey, this Tyson, he's playing the game. He, like you said, Christy, has friends on the other side. Let's get rid of him.
I think if he hadn't have brought up Sandra's name, if everything else was the same, but he hadn't have brought up Sandra's name, and Sandra had never heard about that, she wouldn't have voted for him, and she would have got people not to vote for him. I think that was all the other stuff was true also. They weren't wrong, but I don't think Sandra would have been so eager to get rid of him.
Because Tyson wasn't wrong about getting rid of someone like Nick, who has the newer players seem to have their core group. But I just think at that point, you can't sit there and say, let's get rid of Sandra. And then the next week, 3 days later, go, oh, well, this is what we have to do. Because Sandra's not playing that.
Right.
Once you bring her name up,
But he didn't know that she knew he had said it though.
No.
Especially
but she did know.
And she didn't say it. She didn't say a word. She didn't confront him. Nope. She didn't let him know nothing. So
she's smart player.
At the reunion, she's gonna look at him and said, "You shouldn't have said my name."
Yeah.
She will. Watch. Yeah.
Oh, she will.
Get my name out your mouth.
Well, hopefully this is going back to the reunion show. It would be nice if they had a 2 hours. I've always said this, 2 hours, and then they end it, and the following week they have a 2-hour reunion show where then they announce, especially this season, because you're going to want to hear what. Mm-hmm. It's not like the people in the back where I forgot they were even in it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We're going to know all these, especially with the Edge of Extinction. We're getting, we're not losing them. They're staying in. I really hope they do something like that.
Yeah, I hope they take advantage.
But I hope it's not like this thing where it's 20 minutes where Jeff goes, and this is how you apply for Survivor, and here's Rob's book, and blah, blah. Let's see what the audience has to say. And it's one person saying it. To me, I want to hear what these people have to say.
Yeah.
After all this is done.
And let's talk to so-and-so's mom and dad, and let's talk. No.
I want to hear what the survivors had to say.
Their reactions. They've seen it now. Tell us what you thought when you saw it.
Right. I mean, because Sandra and Rob could fill the whole couple hours themselves.
Mm-hmm. It'd be interesting to hear what they think of playing with people at their level. You're basically, you don't have, when you watch a normal season of Survivor, the first people to usually get voted out are the people that you just cannot picture winning Survivor.
Right.
Amber is somebody I could see. Natalie is somebody I could see winning Survivor. So yeah, and that's why I'm kind of glad also that they went with Edge of Extinction also, because they're really not out yet.
Right.
No.
Not totally gone. Yeah. We still get to see their reactions, what they're doing, how they're interacting. It's nice.
And Carol says, especially since this may be the last time some of them play.
Oh, for sure.
I would have to think that Sandra already said it's her. She's done.
Yeah,
and I would think Rob, I would think that's it. Amber.
Ethan's not coming back, I bet.
No.
I mean, maybe, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this was I just think this was the reason it was to get people back it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And they said, and maybe some of them, maybe that's why they did the $2 million, because maybe some of them were like, so they thought, you know what, to get this done,
$1 million? Nah.
let's up it, and we'll get them to say yes faster.
I think what they need to do next time is let me pick 20 players that I want to see again.
A vet.
That I want to see. Just me. And just let me pick, and then we can go from there.
Maybe we should do that sometime. I'll pick our 20 players and say who they'd be.
We can do that, yeah.
I still want to see a season of
we'll do that in the finale, the final one.
I want to see a season of all the players being the people who just demo the challenges. Because I mean, you gotta imagine these people are probably really good at all the challenges.
Yeah, can you imagine if that's your claim to fame? Like you go and you meet someone like, what do you do for a living? You ever watch Survivor? Yeah, I watch Survivor.
There's my hand. There's my hand.
That's my ankle a lot. You see my ankle a lot, you know.
Did you someone, I kind of drawing a blank on who posted it. Is it Carol? Someone posted something on our Facebook page about how how filming behind the scenes of the challenges goes. And it's amazing how many camera people they have and how many staff people they have and how many people are around for these challenges.
You know, if there's that many, then that's pretty amazing that during no challenge have you ever seen a player collide with a camera or anything? Like they stand up.
Yeah. Well, now they use drones and stuff, like they show how they use the drones and stuff like that. But no, there's cameras everywhere, and they have these setups and how the cameras don't get in the shot.
Yeah, you've never seen they pull back and they show an overhead view and you don't see nothing.
Right.
Wow.
So it's pretty amazing. So
yeah,
I guess finally
since they have their own island now. Now they can probably have the cameras in the rock or the log or
put the cameras on. They can have GoPros on the contestants.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Send it in to Jeff Probst.
Yeah, he's probably already stole that idea.
Never want to know what it felt like to play Survivor and play one of these challenges. Now you're going to be able to do it.
Right. You want to take log? You want to bring down 20 logs? No, I don't. No.
I'll pass.
I wonder if you could have taken the log and just thrown it down and then picked it up at the bottom.
I wondered that. They said you had to do one at a time.
One at a time.
But they didn't say that you couldn't, chuck it ahead of yourself.
I'm just saying, throw it over the edge, go back and get it, come back.
Yeah, but you still have to walk. Carrying one log, I don't think made the change. I mean, it obviously contributed to
how heavy were the logs? I don't know.
Well, you'd have your hands free to catch yourself if you slip or slide or something. Because they showed Ethan, he was slipping. His footing was not good there.
Well, he was weak. He wasn't wearing the right
footwear. Yeah, it happens.
Anyway, so going to go to the Survivor game that we all make our picks.
Yeah, who got the least amount of points this week?
Oh, are we going to that first? Or were you going to go to who our MVP?
No, we'll do MVP last, but okay. I figure let's get this out of the way.
Okay. Our tribal council results for this most recent episode has
start from the least amount of points and go up.
The least amount of points for the week is Mr. Jack Gladfelter because he
forgot to put in my picks.
Even though
to be fair to me, I was so concerned about Ethan. I knew that from the clip that he was the one that was going to have a problem.
Yeah.
And I said I was so stressed out about that I couldn't make my picks.
Yeah. And then so that was 0 points. So that's not very cool. Then goes Randy. Then goes Kelly. Then goes Carol. Well, Kelly and Randy both have 60. Carol.
They only got 60.
Yeah.
I didn't finish that far behind them.
You didn't.
I'm not calling you guys out,
but hey, week to week it can totally flip the other way. Then you just never know. Carol had 90. Maggie the Magnificent had 180. Gott was at 210. JP at 315.
Wow.
And Island Girl, that's
Ro.
Why do I every time, bro? I can't remember. I think didn't Mandy used to have hers Island something?
Island girl.
So and her and I tied this week for 360 points each, and our picks were kind of similar. So I
would have picked Tyson because he was my pick in the podcast.
Yeah, I was like, it's got to be Tyson, right? So that means overall for the 4 episodes, Jack, you're in 3rd place.
That's not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
I didn't want to run away with it again. People are like going, "Oh, sure, you're part of this. You know, you're cheating or something like that." I didn't want people to think I was cheating, so that's fine.
You're fine. So what I'm saying is, there's a way to come back. See, you can do it. Maggie,
This is why I never do it because I always forget to make my picks.
I always forget 1 week too. I always do. But what are you gonna do? If everybody forgets 1 week of the entire season, then it kind of comes out, right?
I'll point out though that my 0 in week 2 wasn't because I forgot. It was because I got 0 points.
You know what though? That's super rare. So come on,
I wouldn't want to be that. I wouldn't want to be JP bad. At least I just forgot to make my picks.
Didn't have my lucky rabbit's foot that week.
Yeah, there you go.
Nothing. You didn't even have your MVP because you get 10 points the first week, and that cumulative every week, your MVP is 10, 20, as long as they're in the game. So what happened? Did that week your person get voted out?
I was thinking more about throwing the log over the side of the cliff. They probably told you couldn't do that because what if someone was underneath and the log hit them? It'd be like, oh, you just killed Amber.
Right. Oh my gosh, it would. Oh,
yeah. So that probably was a rule there or something. And I'm just Amber out because it started with A.
So anyway, everybody's I think Maggie's on the bottom only because she started 2 weeks short. So she's at 390 total. And I'm at the top, but whatever, it is what it is. But I'm just saying she's catching up. And there's a lot of people right there packed together. There's not a ton of points in between. So really, it's still super early. Anybody's game.
She missed 2 weeks, and she's right on my tail.
She's right on your tail. She's catching up quick.
She'll win.
She's magnificent. That's why. So,
All right, so now we go to our pick, the MVP of last night's episode. Who wants to go first? I can go first if you want.
Go ahead.
I gave this great consideration. I almost thought about Ethan because he had such a tremendous story, but I got to give it to Adam. Adam grabbed all 3 of those buoys. If he doesn't get those, he probably gets voted out.
It literally hinged on him. Yeah.
So I got to give it to Adam. Not that he played a great game, his whole running around and brown nosing it was stupid, but if he doesn't get those. They don't have a chance because they didn't ever get to the puzzle. Because
the ladies were not going up that ladder again. They weren't even going to try.
No.
Which is
so.
Weird. Why not?
Anyway, so I got to give it to Adam because without him, his tribe loses.
Yeah. Good pick. JP?
I got to give it to, for me, it was close. It was either Adam, Ethan, or as far as the challenge goes, I'm going to give it to Rob. I mean, just making such a comeback with puzzles finally. From what we saw from a production standpoint, it didn't look like he made any mistake.
No, it was like he had it memorized already.
Right.
So maybe that's what he did. We've seen him lay the pieces out before. Maybe he was doing that and it just happened to work this time for him. He was visualizing the pieces as they were laying there. Do you know what I mean? And for whatever reason in these prior puzzles, it just wasn't clicking for him. But today he just looked at it and he just did it.
Yeah, to be so far behind. Yeah, just
yeah.
It's an incredible comeback.
Clutch move, dude. He really killed it. I think I'm gonna go for Natalie, just because I agree with both of you guys' both of your picks. It could have been either of them. There's an argument to be made for several people this week, which usually doesn't happen. It was a great episode, but I think Natalie, I'll pick her because we got to give her something. She is killing it with her 4 fire tokens, and I just wonder. They're clueless. They have no idea.
No.
She really has the most knowledge in this game right now. If you think
I can't disagree with any of yours.
She has all the intel. She knows what she sent to who, And she's not sharing it with anyone. If she gets back in, she's got a wealth.
That's why it's important she gets back in the game as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to come down to in a few weeks. Like, I don't think they're going to just do like one challenge and one person gets to come back in. I think we're going to see like an opportunity for a few people from Edge of Extinction coming in.
Ooh, I wonder how they would. You mean multiple people coming back?
Fire tokens, baby.
Is that why they're doing it? So that then it's not just one; it's whoever can buy their way back in.
I think they're going to be able to. I think a few people will be able to buy their way back in somehow. Whether or not, maybe the person with the most fire tokens gets back in, but the people with, 4 or 3 fire tokens have to do something to get back in. I don't think it's going to be like the same Edge of Extinction we saw in the past, where 2 people get the chance to come back in and that's it for everybody else.
Well, if I'm Natalie, I want it to be a challenge where I win the challenge. I get to keep my tokens and get back into the game with my tokens, because that's a huge advantage on that side to have all those tokens.
Beer and pizza.
Yeah.
Beer and pizza.
So I wonder, like the people that are still in, what are they allowed to do with the fire tokens? Were they told that they could buy stuff too, or they just said that they're going to be important later? Do they know?
I think they can like advantages and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they haven't. You have to reach. I think you had to have so many tokens to be able to get something. And I think you'll see someone will do it for food. You're going to be like, food?
Yeah. We just need more. That'll start happening once you have like 10 people out of the game, because that'll be those 10 tokens now in play to other people, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe you pool your tokens with your other tribe mates or something to get an advantage or something.
That could be.
I want to see like to get an advantage, you have to like pickpocket tokens from somebody else.
Or let Tony spit on your face and climb in a tree.
I would do that for free.
For free? Hey, Tony, spit on me.
Spit on me, Tony. Spit on me.
I don't know. I'm not, no judgment, JP. I don't know what they do in New Jersey.
Well,
there, I don't know.
In today's day and age,
pretty much what they do.
Spit right in your face.
Yeah.
In today's day and age, with everything that's happening in the world, I have no problems with Tony spitting in my face. Especially now that Tony is from the county where there are now 2 cases of New Jersey corona.
Yeah, I wouldn't want Tony spit.
A little extra spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carol said that she thought it felt like it took Jeff a little bit longer to snuff out Ethan's torch. And
yeah, I think it's true.
It's a little sad. So yeah. And
I forgot to mention too, when Tyson gave his fire token, he said, "Here's a fire token from your idol, Nick."
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Why Nick? Why did he give it to Nick? Because he felt so betrayed by everyone else?
Probably. I think that's Tyson's way of saying, "Screw you."
He looks at the tribe and he thinks, if Nick voted for me, it was only because he knew we were going to vote for him.
Right.
He's got the least blood on his hands, my blood on his hands, so I'll give it to him.
Well, he had the majority of obviously Tyson had the majority of the votes, so he knew that they all voted against him.
Sure, right, exactly.
I think that's why he gave it to. He didn't even know who Sophie was.
Right.
I mean, here's a winner, and you don't even remember who she. I mean, I'm bad with names too.
But that's, come on, you've already been 12 days?
12 days. I'm going to know everybody's name.
Someone.
Yeah.
It's not that many people. It's not like there's 50 people there.
I know.
It's 10. You can remember, and now he doesn't even have to remember 10. He only has to remember 8 because one of them's him, and the other one's already over at the Exile Island.
Yeah.
Good gravy. Yeah, he needed to go. That's kind of a jerk move, isn't it? Like,
good gravy.
I can't even remember my name. Really?
You just said good gravy. I say that probably at least 3-4 times a week because of the Amazing Race.
It's safe.
Well, because those 2 cowboy guys he always said good gravy. Good gravy. So I always say good gravy now.
I've said it for a really long time. I don't even know how I picked it up, but
I'm from the city. You can say that. It's
probably an easy thing to say when you're a mom that doesn't go like. So see that you should start you saying it. That's what you saying when you don't want Ava to hear you saying bad words.
I try not to because I always get the Papa. My wife will say, Papa. I go, what? Oh, did I? I'm sorry. I didn't even know I said that. Sorry. Because she's repeating things and,
Buffalo biscuits. That's a good one.
Yeah. She's going to learn it. She's going to learn from someone. So since I spend the most time around her, I'll probably get blamed for it.
Probably. It's always your fault, isn't it?
It is. I take it. I can handle it. Anything else we want to talk about? Anything else going on?
Oh, we have to pick who we think's going home next week. No?
Do we do that?
No, I think that's the other show.
Okay.
We can if you want.
No, that's fine.
I don't
want you guys to have my pick. I'm going to win again.
Yeah, it's my pick. Mine's a secret.
Yours is a secret?
Well, I mean, I can listen to who you're going to pick and then just lock in the same answer in my fantasy league. So,
see, I would give you a different pick. I wouldn't give you the pick. I'm going to pick. I don't play fair.
Healthy.
I don't play fair.
You feel like it's totally poverty going home next week.
Yeah. I tell you, if I got on Survivor, I'd win because I would I'd be downright dirty.
Well, some people can't be trusted.
And people look, that's the old bald guy. There's no way he's lying. So anyway.
Great show. Great show,
kids. 1 in a million.
That's the wrong show too.
I know. If you like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, tell a friend. You can join us in the chat. It's always an interesting time in the chat. We didn't have my Miami Mike today, so he's probably at a concert. He's always at some kind of concert. But we always love talking about Survivor, and we'll be back again next week, maybe a little later, maybe possible. Can we do 9:30 next week?
For my kerfuffle, we'll have to discuss it. I have to see. I'll be traveling next week, so I need to see what sort of Wi-Fi there will be available.
Oh, okay. But I might need 9:30 anyway because I need to record a Westworld type thing. So I'm trying to find out what I've taken on too much. But that's what we do here. But anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And
yeah, thank you, Carol. Thank you, Ro.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Fun. Thanks,
and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.